Hey everyone, it's Duncan here, and today we're diving into a huge firmware update for the HeadRush Prime, Core and Flex Prime units, Firmware 5.0. Now this update is absolutely packed with new creative tools, new sounds, and a ton of workflow improvements that make your HeadRush rig even more powerful than ever before. So in this update, we've now added a full onboard drum machine, TIDAL integration for practice and jamming, brand new Revolver amp models, new overdrives, an upgraded drop tune and up tune pedal, and lastly a bunch of quality of life features that make your everyday use smoother and faster. So let's jump straight into it, starting with the brand new drum machine. So Firmware 5.0 introduces an onboard drum machine that's designed to spark creativity and make performing and songwriting even more inspiring. Whether you want to add rhythms to your solo gigs or just jam on new song ideas late at night without waking up the neighbors, the drum machine is always going to be ready for when inspiration strikes. Getting started is super simple as well. Just tap the drum machine icon in the main menu, or if you're on a foot switch mode, hold the mode switch and then hit the foot switch labeled drums. From there, you'll see the main drum machine page. Now this is your hub for everything. You can choose your drum kit, style, and tempo, and at the bottom, you'll see all the foot switch assignments, including shortcuts for the looper, so you could build layered jams on the fly, all without having to leave this page. But first, let's head into the main settings page, where you can really dial in how the drum machine behaves. Here, you've got control over pattern transitions, your fills, and even the accent foot switch, so you can perform with total freedom. For example, in the behavior section, the next pattern setting lets you decide exactly what happens when you hit the main drum machine foot switch, and this really changes how the drum machine behaves depending on your style. You will see there are three main modes: bridge, fill, and fill hold, each with their own unique feel. In bridge mode, press once and the drum fill will play, keeping you on the same part. Then, if you hold the foot switch, a special bridge transition pattern will play until you release it. And then the drum machine will automatically move to the next part. In fill mode, press once and you'll trigger a drum fill that immediately takes you to the next part. But if you hold the foot switch, the fill will still play, but the drum machine won't move on to the next part. And lastly, in fill hold mode, press once and you'll get a drum fill that keeps you on the same part. Then, if you hold the foot switch to have that fill play, then a transition will take you to the next part at the end of the current bar. It's also worth mentioning, regardless of the settings of your next pattern, the drum machine will always play an outro fill and stop the current part if the main foot switch is double tapped. Now, just below that, you'll find a few more options under behavior, which will let you fine tune how the drum machine reacts when you start the playback or switch between styles. First up, there's count-in. When this is enabled, the drum machine gives you 1 bar count-in before playback starts, which is really handy when you want that moment to just get ready before the groove kicks in. If you prefer things to start instantly, then just turn it off and the playback will begin the second that you hit the switch. Then there's auto tempo. When auto tempo is on, the drum machine automatically resets to the factory default tempo for each style when you switch. If you turn it off, it will keep the previous tempo that you were using, which is perfect if you've already got a tempo in mind for your jam or live session and you don't want it to change when browsing through different styles. Next, we've got the fill select. This controls exactly how your drum fills are chosen and played when you trigger them. You've got a few options here. The first is round robin. This plays through all available fills in order, which is great if you want a natural rotation of different fills each time. The next one will be random. This mixes things up and plays fills in a completely random order for a more spontaneous jam feel. And if you want consistency, then you can lock it down with a specific fill, like 1/4, so it always plays the same one every time that you trigger it. You can even tap the boxes below this parameter to enable or disable individual fills when you're in round robin or random mode, giving you total control over which fills are in rotation. Now, if you want the drum machine to throw in fills automatically, then there is an autofill feature. When autofill is enabled, the drum machine will automatically play a fill every set number of bars that is controlled by your fill rate parameter below. So if you set it to 4 bars, for example, you'll get a fill every 4th bar without ever touching the switch. Last up in this window, we have our accent section. This is where you can add expressive hits or dynamic emphasis to your performance using the accent foot switch. First, you select to choose which type of accent you want to trigger. That could be a kick, crash, open hi-hat, or any other accent sound. Then there's the one-shot setting. When it's on, the accent sound will play all the way through even when you release the foot switch. When it's off, the accent will stop the moment that you lift your foot, giving you super precise control. You've also got a quantize, which will automatically sync your accent hits to the current tempo, which is ideal for any kind of tight or on-the-grid performances. And finally, there's a volume, which will simply let you dial in how loud you want your accent hits in the mix. Next up, we've got the kit settings page. This is where you can change the overall kit, the shape, and the sound of each kit. From adjusting the master tuning, channel mix, and drive, along with a master reverb for the kit, length, and overall timbre. Once you have a sound that you like, you can save your custom drum machine settings as presets and instantly recall them whenever you want. To do that, all you have to do is hit the save icon in the top right and save as a new preset. Lastly, if you want to tweak the groove and the feel of your drum machine, jump into the styles settings page, where you can adjust the swing, intensity, and other feel parameters to make the pattern sit perfectly with your playing. By default, Firmware 5.0 includes one pre-installed drum kit, but there are 15 additional free drum kits available to download directly over Wi-Fi. To download additional kits, just go to the Global Settings, Activations tab, and connect to your local Wi-Fi, and then tap Download All to grab everything, or download kits one by one. You can see the available space left on your HeadRush device at the bottom of this page, and you can also see the size of each drum kit next to its individual download button. And if you ever need to delete a drum kit, then you can do so by navigating to the main menu and entering the browser page. Once you're on the browser page, enter the drum machine/kits folder, tap the drum kit, and then tap the delete button. Another big addition in Firmware 5.0 is the TIDAL integration. You can now access the entire TIDAL streaming catalog directly inside the onboard practice tool. This now means that you can stream your favorite songs and jam along and take advantage of all the powerful built-in practice tool features that are on your HeadRush unit. You can now set loop points to repeat a section of the song while you learn it by ear, or slow down difficult parts to really nail those tricky solos and fast riffs, all without changing the pitch. And if you want to rehearse a song in a different key, you can even shift the pitch up or down while keeping the same tempo, making your practice smarter, not harder. Now, to get set up using TIDAL inside HeadRush, you'll need a TIDAL DJ Premium account, which is billed through TIDAL. But once you're set up with that, it's incredibly easy to link up. To get started, just open the practice tool and head into the browser. From there, tap the TIDAL icon on the top left menu bar and follow the on-screen directions. This works just like logging into any streaming service on your smart TV or any other connected device. Once you're logged in, you'll instantly see your personal playlists, and you can also explore TIDAL-driven playlists like Featured, Genres, Moods, and TIDAL Rising. There's also a search bar right at the top. You can search for your favorite tracks, artists, albums, or playlists and start playing instantly. Now, in addition to the practice tools, we've also added a new amp in Firmware 5.0, which is the ON1. This is HeadRush's reimagining of the iconic PV6505, and we've tried to take it to the next level in every way. The ON1 is a modern evolution of the legendary sound, delivering ferocious tones with surgical precision. It's built for players who crave brutal gain, tight low-end responses, and total control over their sound. Now, the lead channel has been completely re-engineered to unlock a deeper chug at high gain, and you've also got enhanced presence and resonance controls, giving you more range to fine-tune the amp's response to your guitar and cabinet setup. And to go along with the amp, we have also included two new custom impulse responses, the 25ON1 and the 25ON1 Tight. Both are specifically designed to complement this model perfectly. We have also added two new overdrives in this update. The first is the Jimmy OD, which is a perfect pedal for transparent breakup and stacking. And the second is the Palace OD, which is a classic low to mid gain drive that's perfect for rock and blues. In addition to this, you'll also notice improvements to the drop tune pedal. It now goes all the way down to -12 semitones with less latency and a lot smoother sound. And in addition to the drop tune, we have also added a new up tune pedal. Firmware 5.0 also brings some great workflow upgrades. First off, we've added HeadRush Cloud access directly in the Wi-Fi remote editor, so you can now browse rigs, clones, and presets from your computer or tablet more easily than ever before. There is also a new PIN authentication system for added security when connecting at gigs. To enable this feature, simply turn on Authorize with PIN in your global settings. Once you attempt to connect HeadRush Remote to your device, you'll be greeted with this message in your web browser and hardware. Simply select yes on the hardware and you're all good to go. Next up, we've also added a powerful new expression pedal mode called Auto Engage. This new mode gives you a much more fluid and natural way to control effects like wahs, volumes, or pitch without needing to use the toe switch. Instead of pressing down on the toe switch to turn an effect on or off, Auto Engage lets the pedal itself control that behavior, depending on your chosen off position setting. Another cool feature is we've now added the new block mix control to the advanced edit page that lets you quickly control the blend of any block's dry input and wet output, which is perfect for bass distortions where you want to preserve the low end and many other different effects use cases. And finally, for you vocalists out there, the vocal harmony effect now tracks more accurately and sounds smoother thanks to an improved signal limiting and harmony generation. So what are you waiting for? Connect your HeadRush Prime, Core, or Flex Prime to your local Wi-Fi and update to Firmware 5.0 today and start making the most of these powerful new upgrades. As always guys, I've been Duncan, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you all on the next one.